Here's more wrestling news for November 10th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include King Xavier Woods suggests huge stipulation for Survivor Series matches, former WWF Tag Team Champion pulled out of Halloween Havoc appearance at the last minute, that dude is a bag, Jon Moxley hits out at WWE veteran in new book, top AEW star announces changes to his character are coming very soon, The Rock gives update about upcoming DC Comics movie, and more. We are kicking off with this month's Survivor Series pay-per-view, which will once again be about brand warfare. This will be the 6th year in a row WWE has pit Raw against SmackDown, and once more, there'll be no prize for the winning brand other than bragging rights. On Twitter last week, King Woods questioned why the two brands are fighting since they won't win anything, and has now gone even further, suggesting a very lucrative prize. In a royal proclamation, Woods said that whichever team loses should have a 5-way elimination match, which will determine the first 5 entrants for January's Royal Rumble matches. The same would go for the Survivor Series winners, but their elimination match would determine Rumble entries 26 through 30, the best numbers a superstar can strategically receive. We'll have to see if WWE takes the King up on this idea, as it would add another layer to a show that has been massively overlooked by the company so far. In addition to being a former tag team champion and King of the Ring, Xavier Woods is the host of Up Up Down Down, providing countless hours of gaming content with other superstars. There hasn't been much content as of late, however, and according to a report from Fightful Select, that's down to the content creators themselves. Their report notes that many creators have stopped making content out of solidarity for Woods, who they believe is getting taken advantage of by WWE. It adds that the content creators won't make any more content until Woods gets a better deal after selling the channel to WWE a few years ago. This sale meant that Woods was still able to produce content after WWE's third-party rule came into effect, but even WWE's digital media team have said that the King should have been paid more for growing his channel. With several mainstays of the channel gone, including Adam Cole, Tyler Breeze, and reigning Up Up Down Down champion Mia Yim, we'll have to see what's next for the channel, but for now, there'll be no content until King Woods gets what he deserves. Impact Wrestling news now, as Jordynne Grace recently became the very first digital media champion, but she's now going through a terrible ordeal in her personal life. On Twitter, Grace let fans know that she's in complete shock as PetSmart groomers have given her dog to someone else. Our thoughts are with Jordynne and her partner Jonathan Gresham at this time, and we can only hope that their pet Pooch is returned safely very soon. Back to the ring as NXT 2.0 continued the show's new era last night, but they did bring back an old favorite of the Gold brand. During the show, it was announced that NXT 2.0 will host War Games on Sunday, December 5th in an event exclusively shown on Peacock. No matches have been announced so far, and it's interesting that the show is being promoted as NXT 2.0 War Games instead of calling it a takeover event. Whatever it's called, War Games has proven to be consistently popular with fans since NXT first started using the WCW match type, and we'll have to see who enters War Games for this huge show next month. Braun Breaker could certainly make an impression at War Games, as he's been the breakout star of NXT 2.0 since the brand's relaunch. Breaker has already worked his way into the NXT Championship picture and has impressed those backstage for not having to rely on his family name, being the son of Rick Steiner. At Halloween Havoc, Breaker came up short against Tommaso Ciampa, but there were big plans for the night, which would have included Rick. Speaking to Alex McCarty of TalkSport, Ciampa said that there were plans for the dog-faced gremlin to be at Halloween Havoc, but Rick pulled out at the last minute. Ciampa joked that Steiner possibly pulled out after he found out that his son wouldn't become NXT champion, but there's no confirmation on what the actual reason was. Given that Chucky was at Halloween Havoc, some fans expected a cameo from Steiner, who has a history with the possessed killer doll from his days back in WCW, and time will tell if father and son share an NXT 2.0 ring down the line. Last week, Jon Moxley's memoir, appropriately titled Mox, hit shelves, and the former AEW World Champion didn't pull any punches about his career. As you'd expect, a large part of the book was dedicated to WWE, and Moxley was especially critical of the company's executive producer and chief of global TV distribution, Kevin Dunn. Dunn, who is seen by many as a Vince McMahon yes man, reportedly has a job for life after his father Dennis saved a bunch of WWF tapes from a fire decades ago, but that didn't impress Moxley, who called Dunn a dickless. He adds, "One little seed planted by a guy in Kevin Dunn's position can be extremely detrimental to someone's future there. That's a lot of power, and power breeds ego. I've heard all kinds of stories about that guy messing with people's careers, but this isn't that kind of book. Suffice to say, that dude is a bag." Moxley didn't hold back when it came to Dunn, and on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez said how he's heard from so many people in the wrestling world who are happy that Moxley called Dunn out. Alvarez added that even some of wrestling's most controversial names, such as Hulk Hogan and Vince Russo, have at least some defenders, but it's rare to see anyone stand up for Dunn or speak about him in a positive light. Moxley's book continues to receive rave reviews as he goes into detail about his career, coming to WWE, and the decision to leave for AEW, but it's safe to say that Kevin Dunn won't be picking up a copy. Malakai Black is another name that came from WWE to AEW, but the former NXT champion will soon be undergoing a major change. That's according to Black himself, who told Giant FM Real Radio that his character will be having a very interesting change, and said that this will happen within the next 2 weeks. Since joining AEW, Black's main feud has been with Cody Rhodes, but with their story coming to an end, the Dutch wrestler is ready to move on, with a change of character coming soon. And we're ending today with The Rock, who is constantly kept busy with his acting career. One of the biggest projects the Brahma Bull is currently working on is Black Adam, the DC Comics film that's slated to be released in July 2022. Sitting down with Collider, The Rock said that the film is in a really good place, but added that he's, quote, happy yet not satisfied with how the film is right now. Black Adam was meant to come out in December this year, but like many films, was forced to be delayed until next summer. In addition to Black Adam, The Rock will also be in the upcoming DC League of Super Pets animated feature, and the Brahma Bull wants to make sure that everything is perfect before his latest blockbuster hits screens. And we're ending today with The Undertaker, who is enjoying life after retiring last November and was recently spotted at an NFL game. Both the dead man and his wife Michelle McCool were spotted on the sidelines for the Dallas Cowboys and Denver Broncos game at AT&T Stadium, the very same venue which will host WrestleMania 38. The Undertaker was seen chatting with members of the U.S. military and Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons, but it wasn't enough to give the Cowboys the win, as the Denver Broncos ended Dallas's 6-game winning streak, beating them 30-16. The Phenom will return to AT&T Stadium this Wednesday, where WWE will host a WrestleMania 38 pre-sale party with Big E, Nikki Ash, and Rhea Ripley, Reggie, Jimmy Hart, The Street Profits, Doudrop, and Dana Brooke. And we expect tickets to go rapidly for the 2-day event that'll take place in Texas next April. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.